Right, so today we're going to be making ourselves, well, I'm not sure what it's called actually, body trolley, sledge, something like that anyway. Right, now, you're probably wondering what on earth this is. Now, the long and short is, it's the top bit of a bench. It's the seat. If I turn it over and not smack the camera out the fucking way, you'll see what I mean. So, there's a bit of sponge in here, and it's just the top of a bench. Now, I've been working on the cars a fair bit recently, one in particular, the Mazda. And I'm slowly making videos about that as well as things go on, and they'll be released in good time. Now, getting under the car has been a bit of an issue. I've got myself some axle stands and we can get it up to a nice height, but I'm doing all this work on the driveway and it's a tarmac driveway and it's rough as arseholes when you're trying to kneel down on it or lie down to get under the car. So I figured I need something to help me get underneath it. And I thought I'd go out and buy one of those, well, it's basically something that you lie on and it's got wheels on, you move it backwards and forwards. I can't for the fucking life of me remember what it's actually called, but never mind. Tell you what, I'll look it up. A creeper, that's what it's called. Can't believe I fucking forgot that, it's obvious now. But yeah, it's called a creeper. And if you don't know what one of those is, you lie down on it, it's got wheels on, and it allows you to slide under the car and back out again. Now, I did look at buying one, but they're quite pricey, and I don't really have the money for it right now. I think the cheapest I found was like 65 quid, which some will say is not that expensive, but, you know, I like making things, so I thought, well, I'll have a go at making it. You know, if nothing else, then I'll make an arse of myself and then I'll have to go out and buy one, but, well, fuck it. So, I was thinking, what can I do? I'll have to go out and buy some planks. You know, I'll have to, get some wood, and will shelving boards do? And then I remembered, I've got these old benches down in the shed. And I thought, oh, I'll use one of those. So, just take the legs off it, and they've got a nice bit of wood. It's already varnished and everything. We'll use that. Happy days. I go out there this morning and I spot these. There's two of these. Well, there's only one down there now. But I thought, well, that's a better idea because I can leave the bench in one piece and just use this instead. If I flip it over, there's a pretty solid bit of wood underneath that I can use. And it's already got all the padding on, so it'd be nice and comfortable. Now, this used to be in my front porch. And the way it worked is we had the benches either side with these sat on top, and you'd keep shoes underneath, and then when you were getting ready to go out, you could, you'd sit on the bench, put your shoes on, and then away you go. Problem is I never actually used them, at least not really anyway. No particular reason, I just didn't. And of course, being a porch, it's all windows, it got quite sunny, and the dogs like to jump up on these as well. So it's getting mucky and it started to get torn. It was a bit of an embarrassment. If anyone came to the house, this was the first thing they saw. So I took them all down. We now just have a shoe rack and nothing else in there. And it's a lot neat and tidy. But I'm getting off topic. This was sat in the shed and I thought, well, it being all scuffed up and mucky doesn't really matter that much when you're working on the car. And if I lie down on this, it's A, comfy, it's all nice and padded. And it's B, it's just the right size for me. So this is what we're going to use as the starting point for this creeper build. Now the first bit is really quite simple. We're just going to screw these caster wheels on. And I'll hold that up to the camera. Got it from Wilko's. I've got 6 of them. As you can see, plate fix, 40mm. They do sell some bigger ones, but they didn't have any at the store. So I got these. I'm a little concerned that because it's a tarmac driveway, it's quite rough. These will work lovely indoors on nice smooth floor. I don't know how well they're going to work outdoors. But then again, if I'm, say, laying down on it and I push myself along with my legs, as you do when you're using a creeper, that will probably be overcome quite nicely. Also, if they're bigger, it then means that this is going to sit higher off the ground, and ideally you want to be as low down as possible, because then you've got more room to work under the car. So yeah, the first stage is going to be really quite simple. We're just going to screw these on, and we've got 6, so there will be naturally 1 on each corner and then another set in the middle. That's not the end of it. I'm not doing a whole video of me screwing 6 caster wheels on. That's, yeah, no, I'm not into that. What I plan on doing afterwards is I want to put like bits on the side to say hold tools, and then another one on the other side with one of my magnetic trays, so if I am undoing a bolt or something I can just drop it into the tray, and we'll position it so that it's easy to find. You'd say if you put it at like where your waist would be as you're lying down, which will be about here, and you can just drop the tool in, or drop what, you know, the part in or whatever. If you look at, you know, professionally made creepers, they already have things like that built into them, but of course we're building this ourselves. But for today at least, we are going to start off just putting the wheels on, and then we can go out and test it on the drive. A bit of a proof of concept, because there's no point going further and adding bits to it if it doesn't fucking work. So yeah, we'll get the wheels on, give it a quick try on the driveway, and then if it's all looking good, if it works as it's supposed to, then we can start adding to it. So also, before we start, I'm well aware that this pattern, birds and flowers, isn't very workshop like, but this is my hobby. It's for my own purposes, and I like reusing things. I like building stuff, and I hate wasting things. So what? It's comfortable, it's practical. This is actually an old tablecloth that I cut up and used to make these benches. The sponge was just something I got off eBay. So this is already reused, so I'm going to reuse it again for another purpose, and we'll just keep going and going with stuff. So, where's my screws? Oh, that's a fucking great start. Where have I put the screws? Cock it. Left them downstairs like a twat. Alright, so, using trusty tub of screws. I buy these from Wilko's, and they're just a variety box of screws. You get all manner of them in there. They're a couple of quid. Yeah, I've got several boxes of them lying about the place. Quite handy. Now, what I don't want to do is use the really long ones, because whilst that will be will hold the wheels on, it will also poke right through, and when I lie on it, I'm going to get that stuck in the back of my head. So we want to avoid that. So we're going to use these. These are the shortest ones I've got to hand. I feel like the wood, they're a little bit longer, but that should be okay. There's about 1 inch of padding on the other side. The shortest ones I have in this set, so yeah. Alright, let's give it a go. Is that the right bit? Yeah. Let's do these middle ones first, for no other reason than it's directly in front of me. And test, that's a nice snug fit. If you look there, the screw comes through, and you're not going to be able to pull it through. I apologise if the dog starts barking whilst I'm doing this. She doesn't like the sound of drills and screwdrivers. all the way to the last screw and then dropped it under the table. Fuck's sake. Where's it gone? There it is. Right, there we go. Wheels are on. Let's flip it over. That seems okay. Yeah, moves around. It's doing its job. This is on a nice plastic table, mind. So let's take it out to the drive. Let's just try it out there. I'll try just sliding myself under the car, then back out again. If that's relatively easy to do, then we can look to add other bits to it. So yeah, let's go give it a go. Right, here we go. So, I apologise for the mess. I was doing some gardening the other day and, well, it just got a bit messy. Let's lay it down. Now that I'm out here, I'm seeing that big crack in the drive and the height that the Mazda's currently at. I am a little concerned that this may not go so well. So, I mean that moves around quite easily. A lot easier than it did on the carpet upstairs. So let's give this a try. Oh, so I lie down on here. Oh, tell you what, this is great for my back, cats for sure. Yeah, I can move myself about quite easily actually. Yeah, let's see if I can. I can already tell I'm not getting under the car. Get me the other fat ass back up. Car needs to be higher. I can get under it, but it's like if I want to do an oil change, the sump pan is going to be literally on my face. So I shall have to try and raise the car up a bit. The axle stands are only on their lowest setting, so that should be simple enough to do. That works a lot better than I was thinking actually. So yeah, we'll take it back inside and see what else we can do to it. Right, well this is now turning into a far less involved project than I actually thought it was going to be. I was planning on having a little tray on one side. I was planning on having a little tray on one side and like a magnetic, a magnetic tray on the other side, so I can have tools in one, drop any bolts or forget that. Right, well this has turned out to be far less involved than I thought. Actually barely even worthy of a video, but I'm going to make one anyway. Now the plan was originally to have sort of two like little trays on the side of this, one for dropping my tools in and a magnetic tray on the other side for dropping nuts and bolts in that I remove. But for the fucking life of me I cannot find my other magnetic trays. I used to have 3 of them and I've got 1. Christ knows where they're all gone. I swear this house is just a black hole that swallows up shit that's useful. So we're going to use this. This is, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I found this in the loft of the house when I moved in. I've been using it as a spice rack for a while and then it's just sort of been kicking about the house and I don't really know what to do with it. I don't like being wasteful, so I never threw it away, but yeah, I thought, well, this can be stuck to the side, obviously the other way around, like that, and it's big enough you can drop a spanner or a screwdriver or whatever tool you're working with inside it whilst you're moving around. And if a magnetic tray turns up, then I'll fit one, but I don't think I'm going to need one. And it's got sides on it, you can always just drop stuff in there and it'll be fine. So I'm going to do that. The only thing I perhaps want to do is put like a headrest or a pillow on one end of this. But that can wait because I'm trying to work on the cars today, so I kind of need this going. So we've got these little fixing plates, about £1 each from Wilco's, and a load of screws. We're just going to screw it on and get working with it. Right, so I need to think, as I'm laying down on this, I want to be by my right hip. So straight size. Okay, so there. Should fit nicely on there. What is it, Bella? What do you want? You don't like the drill, do you? This doesn't have to be perfectly straight, you're not going to see this. As long as it holds this little bit of wood on, you'll be fine. Go. It's not going anywhere. Right, let's screw it onto this. That's the issue. Right, we'll put it there, right behind that wheel. Right, job's a good one. It should be strong enough. You can pick it up like that. Not sure it's quite strong enough to... I suppose you could use it as a handle. There we go. A bit rough and ready, but it doesn't have to be perfect to be useful. Right, let's put it to use then. Right, there we go. Quick test before we go into a car on it. So what I mean by that is that you can have a spanner, you can take that with you. You can also put a little torch. I don't really know why I would keep my keys in there, but I can do. Let's give it a try. Arse down on it. Yeah, there we go. Hello, dog. Yeah, so I'm lying under the car, using my hat. I know better. I can reach for the stuff that I need. That's a bit in the way, but yeah. Until I reach for it and then just drop it back in. Right, let's go.